Hi, everybody. Thanks so much for hopping on here and joining us today for this amazing call. My name is Belkis, as most of you know. Some of you don't. There's some new faces here, I don't know. And I'm a hairdresser, and I'm married 24 years, have 2 kids. And I just found this company because I was looking for a collagen, a really nice, and one of a lady that I really trust was sharing about a collagen. So I started asking her about it. I know she's really into health and everything. And so I started doing the research. Hey, Patty. And the research was amazing. And what's going on? Are we okay? Hello?
Somebody messes with me, I'm gonna mess.
I think Christy's trying to fix it, but she's muted.
Okay.
We're good.
Hi, Patty. Okay. So anyways, so a friend of mine that I really trusted was posting about collagen, and I was looking for a collagen, and the before and after pictures that I saw were like amazing. So then she started sending me stuff about it because I asked her, and the research of this company was super on spot for the things that I had learned because I had gone to an anti-aging doctor like years back, and he was all about oxidative stress and free radicals and how, that's what causes health concerns in the body, and things like maybe cancer, autoimmunes, whatever. So it really like resonated with me, and I started doing more of the research, and I fell in love with the products from other people's testimonies. And like I said, I really trusted this lady. So I've been taking it for like a month and about 3 weeks, and I've already seen like family members and different things, like a lot of amazing results with it. So I'm very, very excited about everything, the company, just everything about it. And I'm really into health, as you guys know. I've always talked to you guys about health and Jesus and everything in my in my shop. So anyways, this is where we're at, and I just wanted to share the products with you. And I want to introduce Christi Vogt. She's my mentor. Can I read your bio, because I can't remember it all, but anyway.
Yes, of course.
Yeah, she's a integrative esthetician, 20 years veteran medical estheticians, working alongside with dermatologists and plastic surgeons, certified in whole food nutrition, and it takes in a holistic approach to beauty and healthy aging. At the age of 50, after losing 2 businesses and 5-year period, Christi found LifeVantage and knew it was a perfect vehicle during a very challenging time. Christi has been with LifeVantage for 6.5 years and has helped thousands of people reach their goals in health, beauty, and entrepreneurship. She lives in Colorado with her husband, Dave, and they have 4 grown kids, 7 grandkids, where she doesn't look like it. She looks like a kid herself. Her mission is to help others achieve the quality of life through optimal health, as well as financial success and independence, using LifeVantage as a vehicle. And she has been so awesome to help me out so much, like to share these products, because she knows so much about them. And here we are. So thank you guys again for joining us.
Thank you, Belkis. It's been such a pleasure working with you. You've only been on board for what, 6 weeks or so, and
like
you're
7
just rocking and rolling, just leading with all of your heart, like we all are. I love that. So I can't wait to meet you in person. So yes, I'm Christi Vogt. I live on the western slope of Colorado, and been here 26 years. And again, I want to really thank you guys for taking the time tonight to join us. I know everybody, has busy lives and other things to do. So thank you for trusting Belkis and just supporting her and being here. So now that you're here, please take the next, I'll probably share some stories here and talk for about 30 minutes. Like, please set aside all distractions and just pay attention to and focus on you and your health, because I have heard it for years, you guys. One of these days I'm going to start eating better. One of these days I'm going to start exercising. One of these days I'm going to focus on my health. One of these days. And you guys, sometimes one of these days never comes, or it's too late. And that breaks my heart. So I promise you, this is really fascinating information, and it's different and new probably than anything you've ever heard of. And It's not snake oil. It's not your traditional like vitamins and supplements. It's something so different. So look at these before and after photos here. These are people that have been on my team. I've been with LifeVantage 7 years, and these are people that have been with me for that long. And we call it activated. We're doing things and taking things that our bodies recognize, and they are activated to function and perform more optimally. It's not about weight loss. I mean, you can see just inflammation, going down in the faces. You can see just the aging slowed down. I mean, look at Jane in the middle with the pink shirt. That was her at age 45, and then her now at age 62. Isn't that amazing? And Sherry lives in South Florida as well. My friend Angie on the far right. That's Milena on the far left. And you guys, no one has done, like chemical peels or lasers or Botox and fillers, none of that. Like, this is just activating our own body. So I started out 26 years ago as a young medical esthetician. So I was 30 years old, and I'm working for a dermatologist, and I'm doing fancy procedures on their skin, peels and lasers, and they're in my chair for an hour to 2 hours at a time. And I'm listening to them. I love people. I love to hear their stories. And it didn't take me long to realize, oh my gosh, nobody feels very well. They're coming in here, they're busy, they're like coming in hot. They are, stressed out and telling me about their aches and pains and gut issues and hormone issues and sleep issues. And I'm like, it doesn't matter how old someone is, or male or female, or how much money they have. Everybody's telling me pretty much the same concerns. And it doesn't matter how beautiful their skin is, or their hair, or how much money they have, or what kind of house they live in. If their bodies are breaking down, at our age 60, 65, and we see it all the time. And then they have to live another 15, 20 years with a poor quality of life, on pharmaceutical medications and just not feeling well. And I started realizing, I'm going to try to help people like feel better and look better. So fast forward, I started working for a physician practicing anti-aging medicine. He was way ahead of his time. This was back in 2004 when I started working for him. And he sent me to Chicago to an A4M medical conference. It's a medical conference for physicians practicing anti-aging medicine, like functional doctors. And, but back then there weren't that many. But I'm sitting there in the audience, and that was the year, you guys, that all of the scientists and the researchers who were studying disease and aging, like progressive aging, came up with one huge discovery. And that was, at the root of all disease and just progressive aging, was one common thing. And that is systemic inflammation, right? So all cancers associated with inflammation, heart disease, there's inflammation, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, there's inflammation, autoimmune diseases, every single disease, as the foundation, has inflammation associated with it. So I'm like, I'm going to figure out ways to lower inflammation and help people, again, live a more quality of life. Because in the end, isn't that what really matters, is our quality of life, being able to do things that we want to do with people that we love. So that is what we're talking about tonight, guys. So I want you to think about your daily conversations that you have with yourself, with your spouse, with, your friends, your family. If you're asking the questions and if you're really listening, nobody feels very well these days. And so if you peel back the layers, you just know, they are having a lot of issues. And what are most people doing? They are grabbing vitamins and supplements off the shelf. You guys, there's no regulations with vitamins and supplements. As a matter of fact, most vitamins, especially your antioxidant vitamins like A, C, and E, are doing more harm to your body than good, because your body doesn't recognize a high dose of synthetic vitamin C, right? Or vitamin A. It wants to get nourishment from food. And so we're just peeing it out, or it's killing our kidneys. and over the counter or prescription pain medications and sleeping aids and energy drinks. Like, people want to feel better, they just aren't sure how, and they're too busy to try to figure it out. Again, one of these days I'm going to figure it out, and sometimes that never happens. So one of the reasons that disease is on the rise is because our environment has just changed. Since the Industrial Revolution, we in the United States have been exposed to 85,000 more chemicals, not 85 or 8,500, but 85,000 more chemicals. So before the Industrial Revolution, people were living off the land, right? They were growing their own food in soils that were so rich in minerals and vitamins. I mean, vitamin B12 is actually a bacteria that you get in soil. And our soils are completely depleted now of vitamins and minerals. Even the organic soils and the produce coming from them aren't as nutritious now as they were back then. Our ancestors were just physically more active. They weren't as stressed out and overtaxed as we are. They were eating more real food. They were eating from farms, that were like local to them. They weren't eating all the processed foods and fast foods and packaged foods, and their air was cleaner, their water was cleaner. They weren't exposed to all the EMFs, from technology that we are. So our environment is just more toxic, and we can do all we can to live as clean as we can, but it's just not going to be the same. And so it just makes sense that we have to be doing something that our ancestors never even knew about. So really simply what happens is, we're exposed to toxins. Toxins create free radicals in our system. The free radicals attack our cell. That attack on the cell is called cellular oxidative stress, which is the root of inflammation, the root of all disease. So this oxidative stress is like rusting of the cell. It affects every organ and system in our bodies, from our eyes to our lungs, to our hearts, to our skin, to our kidneys, to our brains, right? And so what you may not know is that our cells have their own defense mechanism where they make antioxidants. They crank out antioxidants to neutralize that oxidative stress. But because we have such a higher toxic burden and more free radicals than ever, our poor little cells cannot keep up with making antioxidants. So that is a really simple way of explaining why disease is on the rise. We're in the year 2023, right? Wouldn't you think that, cancer shouldn't be on the rise, and heart disease and obesity and autoimmune diseases, but they are. And this is a simple reason. We're just taking in too many toxins and not doing the right things to lower our toxic burden. So I'm going to play this 6-minute video to explain to you what our hero product is all about and how it's reducing this oxidative stress.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life. It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig. I can record, okay. I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist. This is a pretty exciting stuff you're finding. Huh? It is. We're very excited about it. His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test. It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company. They want to check my levels of something called T-bars, which is a rough indicator of a person's actual age. T-bars can identify a condition known as oxidative stress, a kind of measure of the wear and tear on our bodies. Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
bad for the body, leading to disease, and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
The problem of aging begins with the very food we eat to give us energy. As our cells burn that food, they also release toxic chemicals. Those chemicals, you may know them as free radicals, react with all the components of our cells, literally bombarding them millions of times per second, damaging all our cells. The result? Oxidative stress. We all have it. The body fights back with a system of defenses. It makes two antioxidant enzymes, catalase and SOD, whose job is to gobble up the free radicals before they can harm our cells.
So, doctor, how often do I take these?
And so, here I go. With that swallow, I've just become part of a potentially landmark scientific experiment. It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Whether that will lead to longer life is still unknown. Experiments to see if mice live longer are about to get underway, but it's a tantalizing theory.
Right now, all we know is that this preparation decreases oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is not a disease, just like aging is not in itself a disease, but it's something that accompanies and is attached to many disease processes. And so you can see the age-related.
Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old.
They all are reduced to the level of oxidative stress that one would expect, frankly, in a newborn or a very young child.
Back to the oxidative stress levels of a child? It sounds too good to be true. Will Protandim work on me?
The scientific evidence is there. The pieces seem to make sense. The question is, does this translate into something that humans can take advantage of?
And so, ancient Eastern healing and modern Western medicine may soon be working together. High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks, even mental disease. Yes, depression, Alzheimer's disease, depression.
Dr. James Crapo with the National Jewish Medical Center in Denver is also researching Protandim for the company.
Are you saying that this could be a cure-all? You're looking at something will have a small impact, but an important impact.
We make no claims about curing any disease or preventing any disease. We hope that when enough studies are done, perhaps such claims might be able to be made in the future.
Clinical studies to assess Protandim in both diabetes and heart disease should start in 3 to 4 months. But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result, my level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
Would you suggest I keep taking this supplement?
I would. I can't guarantee it's going to extend your life. I can't guarantee it's going to eliminate any diseases or cure any diseases.
But we do know that oxidative stress is part of those disease processes. And I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
Right? Isn't that fascinating? That's why Belkis and I are so excited to be a part of this. So Protandim Nerve 2, that's our hero formulation, 5 different plant ingredients that you see here: turmeric, milk thistle, green tea, bacopa, ashwagandha. So when they're pure plant ingredients, they're awesome, right? They're filled with antioxidants, filled with anti-inflammatory benefits. But unfortunately, turmeric isn't always what it says it is. I think 3 or 4% of a vitamin or supplement has to be the actual ingredient. But, plant ingredients too are, depends on where they're grown, how they're picked. And you can't go to Starbucks and drink a green tea latte to think you're getting the benefits of green tea, for example. But just say that, if you eat all of these pure ingredients and they're responsibly grown, protandem, the magic is in the synergy of all 5 of these plant ingredients and the way that they're formulated in the little yellow pill called protandem. That is what is activating the cell to make antioxidants. So our history is that Dr. McCord, who formulated protandem, he knew that if I could come up with something that activates the cell to make antioxidants 24/7, regardless of the toxic burden, it's just cranking out those antioxidants, then I'm going to be able to help people lower risk for disease and lower that oxidative stress in their bodies. So he was coming up with all different formulations with different plant-based ingredients and synthetic ingredients. So in 2003, he came up with this specific formulation. And so he started writing papers on it. Then John Guanomes got word in 2005 that here's this little plant-based pill that's reducing oxidative stress. So I'm going to go investigate this, and you saw what happened there. So, John Guanones' oxidative stress levels went down 45% in just those 2 weeks. So we share this video just because there's nothing else out there that anybody is taking that has this investigative report behind it and the science behind it, but also because this is what spawned other universities and institutions around the world to do their own self-funded study on protandem. And by the way, protandem was actually on the shelves of retail, CVS Pharmacy, GNC Pharmacy, and the products were sold retail. And then after this primetime investigative report aired, we had like $5 million in sales of protandem, but those sales piddled out because the kid making $8 an hour at CVS Pharmacy is not going to share how protandem is different than anything else out there on the shelves. So in 2009, the company that was, just a little biotech company owned by scientists, they sold it to a company in direct sell so we could do what we're doing right now and talking about how important this is, amongst our network of friends and family. So these are, you guys, the institutions that have studied, they've put their own money into studying protandem: the American Heart Association, Texas Tech, Harvard, Colorado State, Ohio State. Our National Institutes of Aging is a government program. They actually put, our taxpayer dollars into studying protandem for 10 years. From 2005 to 2015, they studied protandem, turmeric all by itself, green tea all by itself, resveratrol, which is that healthy great skin extract, and fish oils. And they studied it for 10 years. At the end of the 10 years, they deemed that protandem is the only thing that they've studied so far that they can say actually extends quality of life in mammals. We can legally say our protandem extends quality of life in mammals by about 7%. That's an average of 4 to 6 years in a human being, because it does indeed keep oxidative stress levels at an all-time low every single day, all day long. So our bodies can just function and perform more optimally. And as long as there's oxidative stress in our bodies, it can't heal properly. So that's, what is so awesome about this. So if you're a researcher and you don't want to take my word for it, then go ahead and go to pubmed.gov. That's our U.S. Library of Medicine, National Institutes of Health, and type in protandem. You're going to see 28 peer-reviewed published studies there. And also type in oxidative stress and anything you want: oxidative stress and migraines, oxidative stress and multiple sclerosis, oxidative stress and cancer, and you're going to see studies associating the two. And so know that our protandem decreases oxidative stress by an average of 40% in the first 30 days, and it has a cumulative effect over time. So after 120 days, the scientists can't determine the oxidative stress levels of an 80-year-old to a 20-year-old. So when Belkis and I are 80, we're going to have the oxidative stress levels of a 20-year-old. It's not magic. It's not snake oil. It's just keeping the oxidative stress levels low again, so our bodies can function more optimally. So exciting. So you might say, well, Christy, I eat antioxidants. Isn't that important? Absolutely. So direct antioxidants from foods. And what food group contains antioxidants? There's only one food group that contains antioxidants. I'm going to see someone in the chat said something. It's, I know, thank you, Kenda. Yes. So plant-based foods, foods that Mother Nature provides for us. So anything grown from the earth. So all fruits, all vegetables, beans, legumes, grains, spices, and herbs all contain antioxidants. Nothing else does. So remember, antioxidants are the only things that help combat oxidative stress. That's it. So direct antioxidants neutralize those free radicals. Remember, we have trillions of free radicals going on in our system all day long, every day. So when you eat a direct antioxidant, it neutralizes oxidative stress or free radicals 1-to-1. So let's, for instance, say a carton of wild-caught blueberries. That's one of the most high antioxidant foods you can eat. A carton of wild-caught blueberries. Let's just say that there's 16,000 antioxidants in it. So when you eat that wild-caught blueberries, you are neutralizing 16,000 free radicals, right? So that's awesome. So eat blueberries in all different colors and varieties and organic fruits and vegetables and grains and legumes all day long, every day. It's like pouring a Dixie cup of water throughout your body, just neutralizing the flames. But when you take Protandim, it's neutralizing 1 million free radicals every single minute of every single day, all day long. It's like a fire hose in every department of your body, just shooting out the flames. This is why it's so important, such an important message. It's so powerful. That's why people are, feeling good and looking good. I've been on Protandim for 7 years. I'm almost 57 next month. And my husband's 61. He hasn't had to take ibuprofen in 7 years. Talk about quality of life. So this formulation, the Protandim Nerve 2 with the turmeric, green tea, ashwagandha, bacopa, and milk thistle, that synergistic blend is in a hair system, a skin system, a system for your pets, your dog and your cats. And there's no chemicals in it, you guys. So this is the hair system activating our own natural processes, working with our body's chemistry. This gal on the bottom left is my friend Erica. She was 28 years old at the time. She suffered from alopecia, which is an autoimmune disease, right? And she was almost about to get hair plugs because she tried everything on the market. And you guys, everything out there has chemicals, right? So chemicals absorb through your scalp in 20 seconds. So she saw my before and afters, which is in the upper right hand corner there. Those are me. So she's like, I'm going to try the hair system. But I also got her on the Protandim Nerve 2 and our gut health stuff, because that's going to help with combat that autoimmune disease, and then using the hair system topically. And this was her result in 5 weeks. And then she talked to her friend Amanda, who was suffering from the same thing. And you see Amanda at the bottom right there. You guys, I mean, life changing. Then the skin system, there's no chemicals. Down at the bottom in the middle there, you guys might know about retin A. Retin A is a high dose of vitamin A that turns our skin cells over really quickly, and it's very anti-aging. But you can be very photosensitive from it too. You guys in Florida, I bet most of you don't even use a retin A. Retin A, helps build up the collagen layers, but our anti-aging cream, which by the way was the second product that LifeVantage came out with, because the scientists in the labs were crushing up the Protandim tablet and they were putting it in a paste and putting it on certain skin conditions, and saw so many amazing benefits from that they came out with the anti-aging cream. So it does a better job at collagen synthesis on your skin in a very nourishing way. Any skin type can use our skincare products. This gentleman on the upper right hand corner, he put anti-aging cream on just half of his face. Can you tell? And all of this is before collagen, you guys. I haven't even gotten to the collagen yet. But, you know, if someone comes to me and they've got inflammation on their skin, like acne, rosacea, eczema, psoriasis, I'm going to get them on gut health, the Protandim Nerve 2, to feed the skin antioxidants, reduce inflammation, the skin system, and now the collagen. And then this is the pet tandem, Nerve 2 for pets. And look at like these two brothers, bottom left, 7 years old. One of his humans, their humans put them on Protandim or pet tandem, and the other human did not put their dog on Nerve 2. And you can see the difference in their aging and skin issues and, you know, anxiety. Horses, they're giving 1 to 2 human tablets in horses, and they're seeing amazing results, obviously in their coats, their healing, their fertility. It's just, you can't make this stuff up in animals, right? And, you know, animals have a higher oxidative stress level, obviously, than humans. So we got to start getting their oxidative stress levels, starting with a puppy, down, so they live a longer, more quality of life. Okay, so I'm going to move on now, you guys. That was all about our hero formulation, Protandim Nerve 2. Everybody needs to be activated with Protandim Nerve 2 if you want to lower risk for disease and live a more quality of life. That is the minimum. So I'm going to move on to a different part of the cell. Do you remember the mighty mitochondria in 7th grade science, right? It's the powerhouse of the cell, the brain of our cell. And mitochondria depletes naturally as we age. And the depletion of mitochondria is the second leading cause of age and disease. Mitochondria is huge science right now. And so, you know what depletes mitochondria even quicker, you guys, are pharmaceutical medications, ibuprofen. How many people do you know just pop ibuprofen like it's candy? Poor food choices, lack of exercise and activity, and being sick and trauma. It depletes our mitochondria a lot faster. So we've got to rebuild our mitochondria, and there's, you know, a way that we can do it now, and that's with our second Protandim product, which is Nerf 1. And Nerf 1 is the pathway that goes right to our mitochondria, and it helps to increase our cellular energy and boost mitochondrial production. So you've got 5 different plant ingredients. You've got alpha lipoic acid, coenzyme Q10, grape extract, quercetin, and acetyl L-carnitine. So those, again, they're formulated in a way where they work in synergy together to rebuild the mitochondria. This is Protandim Nerf 1. So imagine how you feel. I want you to really think about every cell in your body. The powerhouse, the mitochondria, is being rebooted and generated. And the oxidative stress levels are kept at an all-time low. So just these 2 products help our bodies work so much more efficiently, you guys. And then NAD, I'm not going to talk a lot about this because there's a lot to say about NAD, and it's something that you want to add down the road after a few months, because NAD activates our sirtuin activity and the removal of cellular waste. So about 50% of people go through a little detox before they feel better. But once you're on it and it's kicking in, it's boosting your mental and physical energy and supporting healthy inflammatory responses. And it actually upregulates Protandim Nerve 2 and Nerve 1. It makes them work even better. But I want you to feel good on the other products, feel your body working more efficiently, and then add NAD about 6-9 months down the road, because you might have to adjust it a little bit, like take 1 instead of 2, and you know, take it with food and all of that. So I want you to earn our trust in the products, trust in us. So gut health, you know, everything starts in the gut. And do you guys know that there's a direct relationship between poor gut health and poor brain health? So think Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, dementia, anxiety, ADD, ADHD, all the brain stuff. If we have an unhealthy gut, we have an unhealthy brain. And you guys, everybody's guts are unhealthy. You guys are all probably all on a probiotic because you know this. But what you might not know is that 1 course of antibiotics destroys gut health for 1 full year. And it's really hard to bring that back. And most probiotics die when they hit the stomach acid. So ours is actually goes past the stomach acid. It's time released to get that good nourishing bacteria to the small and large intestine. And then our prebiotic is a powder, and you put it in water, and it is like the fertilizer for the probiotic. The prebiotic actually has fiber in it. So if you want to eat less, drink it an hour before or 30 minutes before you eat your largest meal, and you're going to feel more full and eat less. And so these two together are a game changer for the gut. You know, so many people have gut issues, right? Gassy, bloated, weight gain. You will feel this working pretty quickly, I would say in days, if not just a few weeks. Everything else takes a while, right? Because you have to, it's working on a cellular level, but our gut stuff, you're going to feel so much better. Once your guts are healthy, you're going to be able to absorb good nutrients from food. So super important. And then omegas that are so good for our brains and our hearts. You guys, we eat so many omega-6s in our diet, and we're not getting enough 3s and 7s. So that imbalance really throws our bodies off. The problem with omega-3s and 7s, they come from fish, is that most fish oils can have like fillers in it and crappy fish, and could have mercury and lead that are found in fish, and that's why your body burps up disgusting fishy burps. It's not liking it because there's crap in it. So this comes from two sources: Alaskan pollock and Norwegian cod, very clean cold water fatty fish, and they test it for purity and potency and any heavy metals from boat to bottle. So you can actually look at your bottle and they can trace the number from your bottle to the boat it was caught on. So really good quality. So the Vitality Stack is what most people start with. They toss out their old school vitamins, old school supplements, and they start taking their Protan and Nerve 2, reducing oxidative stress, Nerve 1, rebuilding the mitochondria, gut health, and the omegas. And I hope I painted a picture that all 4 of these products contain ingredients our bodies recognize, and it's addressing every system and organ in our body in a very synergistic way. Does that make sense? Instead of taking like all this other stuff that has no science, not allowing our bodies to function better. And then talk about bodies functioning better. So Axio, you guys have to try Axio. You know how people are tired and they go and they grab a coffee drink in the middle of the day, or tea, or a Monster, or a Red Bull. That's not what our body needs. Our bodies don't need this, artificial stimulation. Where we're tired and fatigued, it's in our brain, because we're thinking about a million things all at once. We're multitasking. We're on our phones, on our computers. We're working, right? So our brains start to get fatigued. So Axio, it's a powder. You flavor your water with it. It is brain food. It's in a category called nootropics that are actually turning on neurotransmitters in your brain, loaded with B vitamins, DMAE, pine bark extract, no artificial anything. It's so you guys are going to feel more mental clarity and focus after about 25 minutes of drinking Axio. So we have a neurologist that's a consultant with LifeVantage, and he was noticing so many amazing results once he got his patients on Nerve 2, Nerve 1, and Axio, that he started brain mapping. So this is an image of brain mapping of an ADD teen. So the photos on the left where all the wires are crossed, that's before, right? I mean, all these wires are talking to each other, going crazy, the head's going crazy, lots of anxiety going on, right? Nerve 2, Nerve 1, and Axio, it's like the brain just settles down, more focus, more mental endurance. So kids should be drinking this, not Monsters and Red Bulls and Gatorades and lemonades and Kool-Aids. They should be drinking Axio. And we have really great testimonials on how better they're doing in school, and their attention span, and their writing and drawing skills. And then, I have golfers who are customers of mine that swear by Axio. It helps with their golf game. So it's the real stuff, you guys, real science. So I'm just gonna now quickly go over the liquid collagen, and then I'll be finished. But you guys, I was not excited about liquid collagen. Being in aesthetics for 26 years, I've talked to a lot of people. Most people are on collagen, different types out there, and nothing has given me the belief that I should back something. So I was privy to this collagen a month before they released it to the public. And I was really blown away with what happened in that month. There's about 150 of us that were trying it out before it launched. Just us leaders. I mean, they've been doing tests and stuff way prior to, but there's 150 of us top leaders that were able to try it and take pictures and do all that and talk amongst ourselves. And I was blown away, you guys. And here's what I've learned about collagen. So our bodies contain 28 types of collagen. Collagen lines our brains and our hearts and our guts, our joints, our ligaments, our fascia. And most collagens out on the market contain 1 to 2 types of collagen, right? There's bone broth and there's other collagens, 1 to 2 types. So you might notice a difference in hair, skin, and nails a little bit. And that's it. So again, those collagens are either replenishing collagen or just maintaining the collagen that you have at most, right? So our collagen contains 10 types of collagen, 10. And it's the only collagen that actually activates our bodies to make its own collagen. So like, for instance, we've got Kenda here. She's an esthetician as well. You know, when we're doing things on the skin, like lasers and micro peels and micro needling, right? What we're doing is we're creating an injury on the skin. So that area goes into overdrive to heal by producing collagen, right? So we can get some nice results on the facial skin by major lasers and microneedling and stuff. So our bodies produce collagen. So with 10 types of collagen and in a way that it's formulated to activate our bodies to make collagen, like our guts are better, our brains are better, our hearts are better, our joints, our ligaments, our fascia. We have a massage therapist that can tell when her patients have been taking the collagen versus prior to, by the way their fascia releases. Like, it's ridiculous, you guys. Muscle recovery, who do you know who are athletes? You know, so with the Protandim products and the collagen, man, you can, go run a marathon at age 75 if you want. So it is so awesome, you guys, with activating, replenishing, and maintaining our collagen. Ruby red quinoa, beautiful ingredients, right? And this is one of the key ingredients that actually is an activator. It's activating genes, you guys. Our SOD, our superoxide dismutase, by 2,700%. Our catalase gene by 202%. It's absorbing the collagen that actually decreases the collagen that we have. So that's a beautiful ingredient. There's an image here. You can see week 0 and then week 8. It's increasing the collagen density over 2 times. So it's marine peptides. So the collagen peptides are actually extracted from the scales of the fish the fish are sustainably caught, used for other purposes. So even if you are a vegan or a vegetarian, you don't do fish, it's okay because it's literally just coming from the scales. And the rest of the fish is used for other things. If you're allergic to fish or shellfish, it's okay. We're not eating the flesh of it. So it's really awesome. And there's 10 types of collagen in here. And then citrus and berry extracts that, again, are formulated to work in synergy. No added junk at all. No artificial sweeteners, soy-free, dairy-free, all of that. Amazing results. It's liquid. It's got to be a liquid. It's bioavailable, right? Our bodies recognize it more. So if you guys are already taking a collagen, I challenge you to set that aside, get on our collagen, take photos first. It's super important to take photos of everything, natural light, no makeup, of all different angles of everything on your body, because it's going to change, as well as using our other products. Your body's going to change, and it changes over time, and you're going to forget how you felt and how you looked prior to. So that's why documentation is so important. And every single person this last 13 months of collagen has been out that was using other collagen before, will tell us it's apples to zebras. Like, it's not even close to the collagen I was taking before. This is Betty. In every photo I share, I either personally know the people or I have vetted. This is Betty. This is her real results, day 1, 25 months, and 11 months later. Is that ridiculous? Or you guys cannot get that with a facelift and all the fillers and Botox and lasers that you can possibly afford. You wouldn't even get this result. This bottom left, they look like sisters, right? Actually, both of these photos, they look like they could be sisters of each other, but nope, same person. And, if this gal came to me in the medical clinic, I would say, girl, you need a CO2 laser, which is $3,500. It's very painful. It's just for the, it would be done on the face for that price. And you have to really baby your skin. You have to stay out of the sun for 3 months. She just drank collagen for 15 days, you guys, and that's her results. Like crazy. I'm telling you, it's so hard to wrap my head around. Necks, can't get that in surgery. Hands, people, pay for filler to be put in their hands, and it doesn't turn out like that. And this is just the collagen. Arms. If you guys know anybody like me who is a medical esthetician that does like laser treatments and injectables like Botox and stuff, I mean, send them our way so we can show them this. I mean, they've got to combine the collagen and the nerve too really with their treatments. It just enhances what we're doing in the clinic. So look at the cellulite, look at the eyelid lift. Okay, you guys, Kenda and Belkis haven't even seen this yet. This is my 81-year-old friend. She came over for dinner last night, being on the collagen for 4 months, and I took her photos. I hope you guys can see that. Can you see the lift in her eyes? Her eyelids, like, whoa, it's crazy. Amazing. Okay. So the center picture, he's an attorney in town. He was getting Botox, and he told Kenda, I don't need to get Botox anymore. The collagen's, but his eye is just popping. And that's only 3 months. So men love this too, you guys. You'd be surprised if, aesthetics are very important to men. But again, what makes me the happiest is that they're getting all the benefits from the inside. Our skin's our largest organ on our body. It's a telltale sign of what's going on in the inside. So that's why I got into this in the first place, because I wanted to help people inside and out, and we are doing that. So for those of you who are maybe in aesthetics, these are my patients that I put on collagen and did treatments. The gal on the right actually had no treatment. That was just 2 weeks on the collagen before we even did a treatment. It's crazy. So again, it's all about what's happening on in the inside. So, so our business is about 80 to 90% customers, and the rest, we bring on consultants as well, because, we're passionate about this. We want to lock arms with other people so we can really get people out there to feel better, because life is so short, it's so rewarding. It's the most fulfilling work I've ever done. So at the very least, you guys, knowing what we know about aging and disease and lack of nutrition, like everybody needs to get activated on our products. If this is tugging at your heart a little bit and you're like, you know what, I'm already thinking of 4 or 5 people I want to tell them about this and they need to get on it, then you might want to look at joining us as a consultant and earning commissions and a residual income, because everyone stays on the product. We've got a really high retention rate, and that is like if you were to own an apartment building and you had every place rented every single month, that's pretty much what it's like here. So anyway, with that, I'm going to stop recording. And then for those of you who have heard enough and you're excited, and but you need to hop